Hundreds of pro-Ukrainian protesters walked the streets of Alaska ahead of today's summit between President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin. On Thursday, Ukrainian flags waved in the air as a coalition of progressive groups took over a busy intersection in Anchorage. Many of the protesters shared concerns that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is not included in the summit, similar to the concerns of many European leaders. They worry President Trump will agree to a deal that favors Russia to end the war.
They are both malignant narcissists who have only their best interests at heart. If they truly wanted to talk about what was going on in Ukraine and how to end the war, they would have included President Zelensky.
Yeah, more pro-Ukrainian protests are scheduled for today, along with a rally organized by the Alaska GOP to show support for the president's actions. Fox News anchor Shannon Bream with Fox News Sunday joins me now. Good morning to you.
Good to see you, Brandon.
All right, regarding that meeting with President Trump and President Putin, I guess we'll know how it went, judging on how long it went.
That, and also I think our other big clue is going to be this joint press conference that is scheduled for after the meeting. If only one of them or no one shows up, I think we'll know it did not go well. I think it'll be an encouraging sign for progress if they're both there. The White House has been managing expectations. There's not going to be a big deal to end the entire war at this point, but there really is going to be a pressure situation for a ceasefire and for a second meeting to be very quickly scheduled as well. We'll see if there's any talk of sanctions relief or of new sanctions and when President Zelensky may get pulled into the discussions as well.
And the other big story there in Washington, federal agents have converged on D.C. with the goal of fighting crime. Some communities there welcome it, others are protesting. Now the courts are getting involved.
Yeah, and we predicted this is probably where it would go. I'm just looking at the complaint that has been filed here because local authorities were working with the White House in some respects, saying the police commissioner here in D.C. at one point, hey, it's better for us if we have more law enforcement on the streets. Well, the Attorney General of the U.S., Pam Bondi, issued this order yesterday saying essentially we're taking control of the local police force, and there was a lot of pushback. And now I'm seeing, just looking, we have a complaint now filed by the D.C. Attorney General suing the administration over this. That Attorney General here locally has told police officers, don't listen to the federal authorities. You're still under the purview of our local police commissioner. So now the courts will decide.
All right, looking forward to Sunday morning. Who will you be talking to?
So Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, who has been in numerous negotiations and discussions with President Putin face-to-face, he's going to be here to break down what happens in Alaska, where we go from there. We've also got GOP Senator Eric Schmidt with us to talk about the D.C. home rule issues. And back home, how is the one big beautiful bill selling as these guys and gals are home on their August break? What's the reception been? Like to hear that.
All right, looking forward to it. Shannon, thanks.
See you soon.
All right, Fox News Sunday with Shannon Bream airs right here on Sunday morning at 8 a.m. right here on Fox 4.
That's right, Lauren. Based on information that has just been released from the Texas Education Agency, both Dallas ISD and Fort Worth ISD can point to improvements in their accountability ratings. The overall letter grade for Dallas ISD has gone up from a C to a B. There are also letter grades assigned to each individual school. Now, before this morning's announcement from the TEA, DISD Superintendent Dr. Stephanie Elizalde said more than 93% of all schools in the district would be rated A, B, or C, with 72% receiving an A or B rating. The Fort Worth ISD, we are just finding out, has seen its letter grade go from a D to a C. The district had earlier announced it was able to reduce its number of F-rated schools by half, from 31 in 2024 to 11 this year. The district also said 63 of its schools gained at least one letter grade or maintained an A rating. However, a recent history of poor ratings has made Fort Worth ISD the subject of a possible state takeover. The state's education commissioner has said a decision on the fate of Fort Worth ISD going forward will be made sometime this fall. The TEA commissioner, Mike Morath, will be delivering remarks later today on the release of the 2025 state accountability ratings. Reporting live, North Dallas, Dan Godwin on Good Day.
Yes, Lauren, House Democrats fled to blue states to avoid President Trump's push to redraw the state's congressional districts from moving forward. Now, the president wants to add 5 more Republican seats in Texas to bolster the slim majority Republicans hold in Congress. The redistricting fight is now spreading across the nation. California Governor Gavin Newsom is calling for an end to his state's nonpartisan redistricting commission, opting for a way Democrats could redraw California's districts in their favor. Now, he says this is in retaliation to Texas's current district battle, which he claims came at the command of President Trump. The Texas map could impact voters in Dallas, Houston, Austin, and South Texas. Democrats say the new districts will directly impact minority voters, decreasing their representation. But Republicans disagree.
To argue that somehow this is, disenfranchising people and taking votes away from people, I don't see that. And I especially think that is hyper absurd and hyper hypocritical when you're comparing what Texas is doing to states like what California, Illinois, and for God's sakes, Massachusetts, where 40% of the population votes Republican reliably, and they haven't had a single congressional district in more than 30 years.
I'm not going to give up. I believe that Texans understand that we are living in some really desperate times, and so therefore we've got to do things that we've never done, including show up all around and vote in our interest instead of against our interest.
Democrats are prepared to take the redistricting issue to court. As Republicans talk of Texas drawing even more Republican seats, what happens between Texas and California, the 2 most populated states in the country, could determine the fate of Trump's agenda in the second half of his term. The U.S. House is narrowly divided right now, and redrawing congressional districts could change that. Democrats say they'll return to the chamber as long as California releases their redistricting maps, and the current special session ends today. Now, both of those stipulations are expected to happen. The House is scheduled to meet at 10 a.m., and GOP leaders say they'll gavel into the new second session shortly after that. Reporting, I'm Peyton May for Good Day.
New undercover police video shows vape shops here in the Metroplex openly breaking the law when it comes to selling THC products. Hello and welcome in, everybody. I'm Casey Stiegel.
Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes. Fox 4 has obtained the video shown to lawmakers in the House Public Safety Committee yesterday. Fox 4's Lori Brown live in Dallas with the story. Lori.
Heather, law enforcement leaders say that the video exposes that THC businesses around North Texas know that they're selling illegal, intoxicating products, and that is why they're calling for a ban over regulations.
Police are not identifying the vape shops the undercover officers visited, but the interaction at shop number 1 highlights the concern.
Oh my God, you're going straight to the wags? You'll die.
I'll die?
I feel like dying.
Really?
If I was beginner, I wouldn't start with the debts.
How long is that high gonna last me?
It might give you a bad trip too.
The wax, also known as weed wax, is a highly concentrated form of THC. Police say the products the undercover officers bought from 3 North Texas vape shops had concentrations ranging from 72 to 79%, well above the Texas legal limit of 0.3%. Here's shop number 2.
Does this stuff compare to probably the stuff like I tried in Colorado?
It is very strong. This one is one of the strongest.
Okay.
You will be extremely high.
Okay. All right, perfect.
At this store, the employee also gives the officer the option to avoid paying tax.
If you need the receipt, $77.92.
Okay.
If you don't want the receipt, it's $72 only.
Oh, with no receipt, it's cheaper?
With Uncle Sam or without Uncle Sam, what you want? That's up to you.
At the third store, the employee offers advice on how to avoid getting arrested.
I would say if you're going to be riding around with it, only do what you know you're going to smoke that day.
Allen Police Chief Steve Dye, representing the Texas Police Chiefs Association, told lawmakers the same illegal products are being sold at vape shops in neighborhoods across the state.
Some citizens remain uneducated, still thinking that these THC consumables are the marijuana of the 70s with a THC concentration of less than 5%. Nothing could be further from the truth.
A House lawmaker stunned.
75% THC is illegal. I don't know what you're waiting for us for. People should have been arrested all day, every day
right.
until they're off the street.
Again, your cities don't have the money to test.
The Texas Tribune recently highlighted an increase in poison control center calls since the legalization of hemp THC in Texas. But in the Tribune's report, drug policy experts caution that there is not enough context to draw a direct cause and effect link with highly concentrated THC. Nevertheless, Chief Dye says the public is taking notice.
I was getting complaints from my citizens about young people going into these stores.
In his 27 square mile city, he has 24 vape shops to keep up with. Stores he said would go out of business if all levels of THC were banned.
If you all decide to regulate, you'll never be able to give us enough people or money to keep up with it.
Dye says a criminal investigation into the vape shops in the video is underway. No arrests have been made. Casey and Heather.
All right, Fox 4's Lori Brown reporting live for us. Lori, thank you.